Hi everybody. This is your announcement for April 8th, 2019 for History 202. Okay, so I graded all of the atomic bomb papers, or critical mission atomic bomb mini paper, as it was called, the assignment was called. And so you should see your grade on that in Canvas. And also, I wrote comments in the rubrics for you as well as general comments with the assignment. So I really want to beg you actually to read those comments because I wrote them not to criticize you or to make you feel badly, but to help you to see where you can improve for the next paper. So, and that's the thing, there is one more paper that will be due in our class at the end of the semester. It's kind of, instead of having a final exam, we have this major paper. And in that paper, I will also be requiring that you use MLA style for your sources, to attribute your sources. And I think, if I was to come up with one overall comment for the papers, that was probably the thing that tripped up the most people, was not using MLA style properly. So it's very important, and really it was just not putting in text citations at all. And then the format of the sources and the bibliography were also for some not in MLA style. And I know that was tricky because those sources I gave you were kind of out of the ordinary because they're primary sources. So I understand if there was an issue just trying to figure out how to put those into the proper format. But so for the next paper, I think it'll be a little bit easier there. But it's just overall, it's really important to attribute your sources. And so aside from the bibliography, mostly within your paper. And you were all really good about saying according to and, attributing that way, but you also have to put in that in-text citation. Okay, that's really, really critical. And then your in-text citations have to match with what you have listed in your bibliography. All right, so if you only use 3 sources, then that's all you should have in your bibliography. Okay, so anyway, I'll stop with that. I'm going to put a link to the Purdue OWL that will help you and give you more information about how to properly use MLA style. Okay, so we move on to this week. And I will be grading the discussions that you completed last week. But this week we move on to Module 5, Module 5.1, and this is on the Civil Rights Movement. So this is one of my favorite modules because this is a topic in which I have a great deal of interest, and I've done some study on my own as well. I've gone to some conferences and week-long workshops where I actually traveled to Memphis, Tennessee, and Jackson, Mississippi, which were both very important cities in the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s. So for this module, there's 2 videos. One is me, okay, my commentary. So please watch that because what I say is not just what's covered in the book. So there's some additional information there, and I apologize for the graininess of the video. I made that video a couple years ago, so it probably isn't the best technology. But anyway, please watch my commentary. And then there is a requirement of reading in the textbook as well. So that's chapters 36, 37, and 38. And then there's another video called Voices of Civil Rights, and this is really, probably the most critical part of this module. I really like this video. It's about 44 minutes long, and the reason I like it is because, it's not a history from the viewpoint of, kind of the leaders of the civil rights movement. Like we hear a lot about Dr. King, and Bob Moses and others who were very important leaders of the movement and are very important historical figures. But this video actually has oral histories from people who lived through the time of segregation and the experiences that they had. And it's really quite a spectacular video. So I hope you enjoyed that. So as far as the work that you have for this week, that you need to submit, there is a quiz, and it is due on April 9th, just like always, on tomorrow, on Tuesday. And then there is also a discussion, Module 5.1 discussion, that is due on April 11th. And as always, your initial post, you want to make sure you submit that by tomorrow. So it's 48 hours ahead of time. Okay? So that's what we're doing for this week. And like I said, this topic of civil rights is, I think, really important. I think our country is still wrestling with issues of race in many ways. Uh, and, we've seen some of those tensions manifest themselves in the last couple of years. The rally out in Charlottesville, Virginia, over, Civil War monuments and statues, and the ensuing, tragedies that happened as a result of those conflicts. So we're not over this. I think this is still such an important subject. Civil rights is one thing in terms of the legal rights, okay, for all people, but also in terms of race relations. I think that's something this country is still struggling with. So anyway, you see what you think. So I hope you all have a good week, and let me know if I can help you with anything, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks.